is a web-based platform now, and it has two features. We have the offline, we have the online. We have some features on the offline that are not part of the online. Now the offline is going to be deployed into a server, and this server distributes all contents to all phones, laptop and desktop, provided they are all connected to the same network within the school environment, more like a local area network. So let's comment with the features contained in the offline platform. Now we build every school's homepage unique to be unique from the other. Now once they contain the same features. Now once a student or a staff logs into the platform within the school environment, these are features that he or she sees. We have the homepage, the e-learning and the staff portal. So I'll run you through the staff portal and what it contains. Every staff will be given a staff ID, which he or she will use in registering. So once the staff logs in after registering, now these are the features that staff can see. The home page, this is the admin's account. Now what can the admin see? The admin sees CBT exam question. He or she can see every question uploaded by all teachers. The admin can actually set question, can actually view questions. Now the admin also can enter exam score. If he or she is a teacher, subject teacher, the admin can view uploaded exam score. The admin, if the admin is a class teacher, he or she can actually validate class teacher's job, more like do the job a class teacher, like entering the what we call it, the attendance and so on, like the psychomotive of a child. The class teacher can do that. Now the admin can actually view the broadsheet. The admin can actually view result preview. The admin can actually upload class teachers' comments. The admin can actually view timetable. The admin can actually grant access to when teachers will start uploading questions, and actually when teachers will start uploading scores. And the admin also sets how long the exam is going to last, the CBT examination, the internal school CBT examination is going to last. Now the admin is the only person authorized to download the broadsheet after it has been compiled on offline software and then pushed online for access by parents' guidance from any location. So the admin can actually clear all CBT history. He or she has wider features to do on the offline software. The admin can actually view CBT exam score from any subject. Now the admin views the CBT exam master score sheet that shows all the subjects. The first one shows each subject that the admin wants to view. The second one shows all the subjects for that a particular word has taken, to view all the subjects and the scores immediately at a single glance. Now the admin can actually set aptitude tests for incoming student, new students. Can set aptitude tests for new students. The admin also sees the department head, the view subjects, all those the HODs. The admin can actually view HODs, can actually view subject they are supervising and the class they are supervising. Now the admin can manage everything about staff. Now once the staff registers select the subject he or she is taking, the admin can approve those subjects for those teachers. Now the admin can view the subject teachers at any time, pull anyone out. The admin can view the class that each subject teacher is taking, and also the admin can view all class teachers. Now we have teachers exam comment. Now the admin can set preset comments that teachers can use to validate, or that class teachers can use to enter for each word's result. But this comment the admin actually sets if the admin actually sets if his own should be used, or teachers should choose if they want to use his own or use their own. So the admin can actually view all the students, more like can actually see all the students in a class. How many students are in a particular class, how many students are in, so the admin can actually see it under the total student. Now we also have the student calendar. The admin can actually set calendar if they are in second term and the section they are in. The admin can actually view student register. The admin can actually view student register. Now what else again? The admin can actually view overall best student. Now every term one student grade book is being compiled, the admin can just view at a single glance the best student, the overall best. He can see the first 3 students in every class. Now the student e-folders. The student e-folders is more like a folder that has more like you have the file for every student, but this is an electronic folder that contains every record of every student, their parent information, which include their parent, occupation, their address, their phone numbers, their email. The admin can see all this so that he or she can have a record. They can be able to see every student record instantly. So we also have the admin can actually view student ID. Every student ID, the admin can actually view that. So there is a student archive. Now the student archive contains information of students that have actually graduated. Those alumni, you can actually see them here. Then we have the graduate folder where you can push student, then the student archive. Those that have left the school or old students, you can actually see them in the student archive. Now we also have the ebook or article. So if you are a subject teacher, you can upload ebook to student portal. When you upload it from your own portal, it appears on every student that you are taking. Now the study hub is more like the Google form, whereby when students are reading, they have issues when they are reading and they find a challenging question, all they need to do, they upload the question. When they upload that question, the question goes directly to the teacher who is teaching them. Now once you are the teacher that is teaching them, once you log in, you actually see questions uploaded by students on your dashboard. You can actually view those questions and put answers to them. Now once the student they log in, or any student logs in and type a question that relates to it, they see the answer that you have uploaded. Now we have the CBT question bank. There is more like a store where teachers upload questions regularly. Now they can upload questions at their leisure time. Now when they upload questions, they select how they want the question to be. If the question is meant to go to exam only, if the question is meant to go to the practice center. Now They can actually view uploaded question and so on. Now this is where you manage questions uploaded. Now we also have the academic calendar. The academic calendar is such like a school academic calendar, activities to be done for the section, for the term, for that particular term is being uploaded and teachers can view it at any time. Now these are the features that are contained for teachers and the admin. If the admin is a subject teacher or a class teacher, the admin features will be added more to the admin. Now this is the profile of every teacher. The dashboard of every teacher appears this way: the personal profile, the name, the staff ID, the class or a class teacher, your gender, the term, the current term you are in, the current section you are in. You update this regularly by going to the section or term. You can actually update your current term anytime. Now you can actually choose the class you are taking by clicking on class. You click the class taking. Now once you click on it, it shows diverse class for you. Tick the ones that you are actually taking. Now you can actually select subjects that you are teaching. Once you click on subjects, you select out of the range of subject, then you click add. The subject goes under approval by the admin or principal. When the principal approves the subject, you can actually start taking it. So I'm going to log in as a student. Let me log out and log in as a student. Now to log out, click on the image, then click log out. So now logging in as a student on the offline software. So then go to e-learning. Now once they go to e-learning on still the same on their tablet or laptop or desktop, they enter their student's ID, which will be given to all students, and a password. So features the student can do on the e-learning portal include: they have their home page, they have the study hub, which is the Google form like I explained, where they can actually post questions. Now they type the questions they are having issues with, they select the subject that the question is related to, and they post it. Now we also have the where they can actually view search for answers. Now to search for answers, they type the question. Some part as they are typing question, all questions starting with such keyword appears. Now we have the my calculator. My calculator, it's more like a calculator, it's more like a normal calculator, but it's advanced compared to a normal calculator. This calculator can actually help solve mathematics problem. For instance, when a child actually finish doing a mathematical question, he or she can come here to put the answer, to put the select the kind of question that he or she did. For instance, if we do area of a circle, put the radius of 7 to test run their answers. That's how this one works. When they click the radius, shows them, they click on calculate, shows them their answer immediately, and so other formulas on other topics. Now we also have the e-library. The e-library contains ebooks uploaded by the teachers. Now if, for instance, a teacher who is teaching a student in JS2, he uploads ebook. When he or she uploads ebook or articles, the books come into the student dashboard. The student can actually preview the title of the book, the summary, and click to download it and have it on his or her device. Now we have the CBT practice, where students can actually practice questions uploaded by their teachers. It's not exam based. When it's exam based, this whole dashboard goes out and we only have the exam portal. Now there's also the CBT rating, where students can actually see their performance so far, and where they can actually see leaders board for every subject to know who is actually topping a subject in that particular class. Now we also have the academic calendar, where students can actually view the academic calendar at any time. Now these are the features that are contained on the offline for the staff and also the students. Now, like I said, the staff has different categories. The class teacher can only see what class teachers can do. The subject teachers can only see what subject teachers can do. The admin can only see everything admin can be able to do. Then if the admin is a subject teacher, he or she subject features, teachers features will be added into his own dashboard automatically. Now likewise, if he or she is a class teacher, class teachers class teachers features will be added into the admin's dashboard automatically. Now this is how that comes out, but if you want it to be in a grid format, we can actually make it in a grid format. So this is the offline. Now let me run you through on the online how it is. Now for the online features, all you do is logging out. For the online features, let me connect to the online and show you how the features are. Now the online features, it's where you can actually access result, and which has so many much features. Now in the online feature, which is our platform whereby or we can actually create, whereby everything about the online can be done, more like billing compilation, billing update, and so on. Now for the online features, now all you do is, as a teacher, you can actually, as a teacher, all you do is you log in, you click on these 3 arrows. Actually using a mobile view. And when you click on the 3 arrows, you can actually select staff portal. So, or you can likewise go into the staff area. Now on the staff portal, you're expected to enter your staff ID. So I'll be logging in as the account personnel for the online to do the accounting stuff. When the bursar logs in, the accountant logs in. Now these are the futures he or she can see. So the features he or she can see include he or she can actually manage the home page. There are features he or she can actually see, which include he or she can actually seize gradebook. Now he or she can actually seize gradebook for debtors and actually release the gradebook. Now apart from seizing or releasing gradebook, he or she can actually view the bill summary. The bill summary, like the inflow and outflow of cash for each term. He can actually see every bill summary then. Now he or she can actually student payment group that can actually what he or she does is he or she can actually categorize every student. More like you have the different payment group. You have the different payment group. He assigns student to different payment group. Then he can actually view this payment group. Then he can categorize student into different category. Now this category, it could be student on scholarship, students on a tuition free, students on books free. Those are the categories that the school can actually create, the various categories they have. Now students will be pushed into diverse categories. Now students can also be categorized into returning or old students. Those new students are assigned being new, they tick their name to new student. Those old students, that being ticked. If it's first time you are using it, then if it's not the first time, computer does all this. Now the categorized student can be viewed so that you can pull them out from a particular category, like a student on full scholarship. If he or she is not on any scholarship again, you can actually pull him out of the particular scholarship. Now he or she opens account per term. Every term they open the account, like how much they are to pay, select the class, the section, the term, how much he or she is to pay for a particular term, the department, if the student is on day student, if the student is actually on a boarding student. Now the students can be categorized. If it's a new student, they select new student and they enter how much they want to pay for each. Once they click on create, different kind of billing appears. Based those billings are the kind of billing that the school accepts. Now we have view where student bills are being issued after account has been created. Bills can be printed and issued to students. Also bills can be sent to parents' email and their phone numbers. Likewise, student account activation. Now once the student resumes, the student account activation is such that when the student resumes school for the next term, the account will be activated so that the total accumulation that school is expected to be made will be added. There will be a futuristic we call it, like more like showing this is how much the school is supposed to be making. When a student comes into the school, they activate the student account that he or she is paying for this term. Now when the student not every plan that the child he or she is doing. Now we also have the employees billing. Now the employees billing, staff, the admin can actually register staff, while staff can actually register staff. Also, then when he or she registers staff, can actually categorize staff into different levels. Staff into different levels. You can have level 5, level 10. Anyhow the school wants to set it, it's customized to suit that way. Then each of those levels, you set their payments group. There are different things, you set it. Now you can actually delete any payment group recorded, and you can issue loan to staff. You can manage loan issue. You can punishment due can actually be set for every staff. Any staff that commits a punishment, more like late coming, they can actually do that. Then every time the benefit or relief and tax setting can actually be done, and you can manage that. Now we also have the vendors billing. These vendors are people that sells things within the school vicinity. Now the bossa registered all the vendors. Now each time, so the vendors are those people that buy things from. Now the bossa registered all the vendors that actually that the school partners with. Now whenever they buy anything from them, they actually prepare a purchase receipt and so on. Now you can actually view it. We also have the income generators. The income generators are actually those people that sells within the school vicinity. Now what the bossa does, the bossa creates different categories like the food seller, the beverage sellers, the book outlets. Now the vendors, the bossa creates these different categories and push different people when they come in to register as part of a sales personnel in the school. The bossa push them to different categories where they belong and then align their billing. This is how much they have to pay at a set period of time, and when they are paying it, bossa records payments done by these people. Now we also have bank transaction. The bossa research all banks being used by the school. Now each time the deposit, each time the money, each time total payments are being made to the school, now the bossa takes it to the bank and record how much has been taken to the bank. Each time withdrawal is made from a particular bank, the bossa keeps record of every transaction done from any of the banks the school is using. Now expenses, these expenses collect everything about like fuel and so on. The bossa records everything on that. Now also the bossa can actually see academic calendar also. Now these are the futures allocated to a bossa. Now logging in as the so let me log in as an admin. Now the admin online, these are the features the admin can see. The admin can actually preview student billing, And actually, now once the boss sets the amount that students are to pay, the admin approve that amount. Now, likewise, the salary being paid to teachers, the admin approve all salaries on the same area. The admin approves all salaries. The admin can actually add new fields to students. Likewise, can the admin actually view bill? Is more like the admin sees how much in totality. For each term, the admin can actually view some of the inflow and outflow of cash. So the admin can actually view employees' payments and the loans taken by risk, and the punishment, can actually view them and actually manage them. The admin can actually view bills and so on. Likewise, expenses and attendance that have been recorded are recorded online and also offline. So these are most of the features that we have, and we can also add more if you so want. Thank you.